Okay, ready to begin your rookie mission? Your mission is to capture Larry's Pokemon, which has fled to somewhere inside the Lyra Forest. You're also required to return the captured Pokemon to Larry, who will be waiting here. This really shouldn't be an especially challenging mission. Larry, by the way, what was the Pokemon that fled? It was my, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'm just too upset right now. I can't remember what you call it. It's powerful and yet classy. It might appear to have a slinky look to it, but it's also clunky. What I'm trying to say is, it's a Pokemon. That's what it is. That's not much of a hit to go on. Well, Cal, did you get what kind of Pokemon Larry means? I'll go with you, so if there's anything you don't understand, you can always ask me. I don't think you should pay much attention to Larry's description. Indeed, because it was completely worthless. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Ranger. In the last part, we started off the game and got through most of the tutorial stuff, and now it's time for basically the rest of the tutorial stuff. First off, we got our first new Pokemon in the wild here. This is a Chikorita. It walks around and will occasionally throw its leaves out. Chikorita looks cute when it toddles with its leaf blowing in the wind. The group field move and Poke Assist in the browser in the bottom right will be important even later this part, but don't pay much attention to it for right now in the early game because it doesn't matter too much. Good capture. I can tell that the Pokemon came to accept your friendly feelings. For right now, we actively have to walk around and I think just capture a certain amount of Pokemon until the Pokemon Larry wants actively spawns in. And here we got a Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon don't actively attack, but they move not only in direct diagonals, but they also directly move to try to get into your capture line, thus disrupting your capture anyway. Thankfully, it only requires about 2 loops total, because it's 1 then 0. If you run into this with groups, though, go for it first, otherwise it'll get annoying, because you can actively run into multiple Pokemon at once in this, as long as they're close enough whenever you touch one of them. You'll usually cap at it around 2 or 3. Zigzagoon always zigzags when it moves, it's just fun to watch it. But there are times where you'll fight 4+ Pokemon if you're not careful, and that can be annoying. Capture on! That's so cool! Thanks, kid. Notably, there are also slight, I guess, quote-unquote, hazards in the field, like whenever you're walking through grass, you slow down a little bit, and Pokemon aren't immediately visible within it. It's not a lot to worry about in the long run. That's not the way, I think. My instincts tell me so. So I've never actively been too certain about what causes progression to happen here. I'm not sure if it's capturing all the Pokemon and talking to everyone, or just capturing a Pokemon and then taking it back to Larry. With that said, I should note, I'm by and large handling this LP the same way I handle my mainline Pokemon LPs with random in battles. In that if it's a new Pokemon, we're showing it off, period. If it's a required plot battle that's not a boss fight, and it's a lot of old Pokemon, we're gonna speed it up. And if it's an old Pokemon, period, and it's a random encounter, we're cutting it out, period, like that, just to make the LP go by a little bit faster. The Pokemon you've caught isn't my Pokemon. That's a wild Pokemon. Mine's a lot more smooth and yet craggy, too. I don't care how you do it. Get my precious darling back to me. It won't be a second too soon. And now I think at this point, his Pokemon should have spawned in close to the tree. Here we are. This is a Tailo. Tailo are very fast, and they're one of the earliest instances of Pokemon that if they actively run into your capture line, they get kind of frantic and will move around much more quickly. I believe they have an attack that's throwing some wind at you, but I might be thinking of their evolution. Tailo flits about busily. Capture it when it grows tired and rests. Yeah, if it moves around too much, it does just kind of pause for a moment. Good job, Kyle. This Tailo is Larry's missing Pokemon. I'm sorry, I actually knew, but I kept quiet about it. I wanted to see how you would deal with the situation. I wanted to see if you had the drive and tenacity to solve a problem even though you had very little information. You passed with flying colors. Alright, let's take that Pokemon back to Larry. Alright, thankfully he's right down here. Oh, my darling Tailo! Well, I'll be darned. Good going, Ranger. It just goes to show your leader knows how when he sees it. I'm really sorry for giving you grief earlier. Thank you so much. You did it! Congratulations. Actually, do you want to know about my rookie mission? I also had to go look for Larry's missing Tailo. Congratulations, you've cleared your rookie mission. You've now joined the ranks of Pokemon Rangers in name and in deed. Yay? Later, help, there's some trees on fire! What? That's an unexpected turn of events. Kyle, get ready to fight a fire. I don't think I'm trained for this. In a situation like this, we'll have to do something we call target clear. Target clearing is the process of solving a problem using the abilities of captured Pokemon. I'll explain using these burning trees. First, touch the target, in this case a tree on fire, to check it. When you touch the target, its information is shown on the top screen. Where it says required field move, you should see the water icon. This icon indicates a water-type field move is needed. In other words, if there's water, the fire can be extinguished, thus solving our problem. In our case, we need a Pokemon that has the same icon as the water icon to clear the target. I'll go find a Pokemon that can use the required water field move. Our leader's incredibly fast at capturing. Oh, look, he's back already. This Mudkip's a Pokemon that can control water. Just to be sure, touch the Mudkip and confirm that the water icon appears. In particular, looking for the field move slot and the information up there. Okay, we've just confirmed that the Mudkip's field move is indeed the needed water type. So what does it mean if the target and the Pokemon have identical field move icons? It means that this target can be cleared by this Pokemon. Okay, watch closely. I'll demonstrate how this fire can be extinguished using this Mudkip's field move. First, you touch the Pokemon. Then you draw a line from the Pokemon to the target. Get Mudkip's help. When the target and the Pokemon are joined, they'll glow. That'll do it. Thank you, Mudkip. See? That's how you clear a target. Kyle, now you try. Extinguish the other burning tree. You might have noticed that when you select the burning tree, it shows 3 icons, even though only one's filled by water. That's because there's matching field moves up to level 3 for basically any target in the game. Higher levels can clear lower levels, but lower levels can't clear higher levels. Mudkip themselves, they just kind of scatter about. I don't think they have an attack. Most of the very baby Pokemon don't usually have physical attacks. They're more there to try and get in the way of your capture line. Did you notice something different happen there? Mudkip's a very docile Pokemon. It can douse a small fire by spitting water. And now I actually have to release some Pokemon because at the start of the game you can only have up to 4 Pokemon following you at a time. Not that that's going to matter too much in the early game. So, when Spencer gave us the tutorial for capturing, he said that the moment the numbers turn orange, you can let go. And you can. But if you continue to do extra loops around a Pokemon after that, you get more experience. And if you do that around more than one Pokemon at a time, you get even more experience. So I got an easy 40 experience for those 2 Mudkips. So in the early game especially, it's very important. Get into battles with multiple Pokemon and try to do extra loops around both of them at the same time to help you get those extra levels earlier in the game. That literally was a trial by fire, but you cleared that challenge. Hell yeah. Thank you, Pokemon Ranger. I was gonna say, but I couldn't. It's my fault those trees caught fire. I was pretending to be a ranger and trying to catch a Pokemon. I startled it and it breathed fire and the trees caught fire and... I'm sorry. I'll try to learn more about Pokemon and respect their feelings. I'm really, really sorry. Well said, little guy. That took guts to say. Don't ever forget what you said. Alright, let's head back to our ranger base. And now we're given a free save point just for plot progress. You get one of these basically at the end of every main mission in the game, as well as certain plot events. Those will also be cut out moving forward. Your work on the rookie mission was pretty impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you would do as well as you did. Keep it up. Solana, Kyle, I want you to patrol Ringtown until a new mission comes up. If anything happens, you let me know immediately. Clear? Roger. A ranger's job isn't only about doing missions. Patrolling the city is just one of the important roles we fill. Let's hit the streets and hear what our citizens have to say. Don't treat patrolling like it's a stroll in the park. I used to get scolded like that a lot. See you guys later. Should be hopefully a calm day out here. Did you hear that? That was a Pokemon's cry. It came from over there. Oh, it's both of you again, huh? Wait up! Wait, my darling Tailo! Calm down, please, calm down, my precious Tailo! That Minun's being chased by a Tailo. Wait, that's Larry's Tailo. We've got to save that Minun. Hey there, guys, calm down. We have to capture the Tailo and get it to calm down. Oh, here we go again. Kyle, look at the Minun. The Tailo's shocked, it can't move. Kyle, there's your chance. Capture the Tailo and calm it down. And thus, another tutorial of basically the last main mechanic in the game, by and large. Still a couple more next part now I think about it. You did it, Kyle! Well, if it isn't Kyle, you catch my darling Tailo again. I owe you a big thanks. Larry, can you tell me something? Why was your Tailo chasing the Minun? Well, this is what happened. When my darling Tailo came back to me, I was beside myself. I was so happy. So I was happily petting my precious one over and over. I think that little Minun became jealous of how my darling was getting all my attention. So it started bugging my precious Tailo. My Tailo tried to ignore it for a while, but that Minun was so persistent, my darling finally became furious. I see. Minun, you better apologize to this Tailo properly. That Minun, maybe it's lonesome. That's just the feeling I get anyway. Darling Tailo, let's forgive that little Minun and go home, okay? Hey there, little one. Larry already said it, but maybe this Minun's feeling lonely. Look how much it's taken to you already, Kyle. It really wants to be babied. Kyle and Minun emotionally connected. Minun's data was registered on the browser. Minun stuns target with a powerful electric shock to assist captures. Kyle, did you maybe know this little guy from before? Can you tell me about it? Oh, is that right? You saw it in Fall City's harbor? It was in a fight with a Houndoom right in the town. And then it clung to your leg, so you had to bring it to Ringtown, Kyle? Wow, I guess a lot happened in a short time. Oh, I know, Kyle, you don't have a partner Pokemon yet, do you? I think this Minun would make a perfect partner for you, Kyle, I guarantee it. And Minun is now our partner Pokemon. That's settled then. Lucky you, Minun, from now on, you and Kyle are officially partners. Let's get back to patrolling. Minun, you're with us now. More or less goes without saying, but if you're playing as Solana at this point, you get Plusle instead of Minun because Minun's already Lunix's partner Pokemon. With that said, without getting too much into the mechanics of it, Plusle and Minun are easily my least favorite partner Pokemon in the trilogy. If only because their use cases are always set, and due to Pokemon group stuff, which is essentially this game's equivalent to typing, it can be kind of ineffective at times. With that said, you can go talk to other NPCs, but we're just gonna come back and talk to Spencer. Reporting back from Patrol Leader. Welcome back, the both of you. Oh, which Minun's that? Could it be the same Minun that tagged along with us from Fall City? That's right, it is. We happened to come across it while we were on patrol. We know that this Minun can be mischievous, it's gotten into trouble because of it, but it doesn't seem to have forgotten how Kyle came to its rescue. Leader, I'd better explain. Solana, there's no need to explain. I can see it with my own eyes. Kyle chose that Minun as his partner Pokemon, right? I can see that they make a decent combination already. I should explain what a partner Pokemon is. Every ranger is permitted to keep a single Pokemon as their partner. The partner has to be a special one that is connected emotionally with their ranger as if they were close friends. Partner Pokemon aren't just there for the cute appeal. They're expected to help their rangers when necessary. I hope your Minun grows into such a supportive partner Pokemon. I'll teach you about Minun's special ability. You see, my Plusle is the same type as yours, so I'm familiar with it. If you want to borrow your partner Pokemon's power, it needs one thing. Your partner Pokemon needs to use partner energy. You gain partner energy by drawing loops around Pokemon during captures. This is partner energy. Every time you draw a loop around a target Pokemon, you add to the partner energy on the partner gauge. I'll draw loops around the Pokemon. Watch how the partner gauge fills up. You see, the partner energy's filling up. When the gauge fills up, you're all set to go. To borrow Minun's power, touch the icon at the bottom right. Did you see how the screen switched? This is where you choose which Pokemon, either your partner or a captured friend, you want to use. Touch any Pokemon on this screen. Its data and descriptions of its power are shown on both screens. So once you've chosen a Pokemon, in our example your partner, touch the Poke Assist button. That makes your Minun use its power to help you make a capture. Do you understand how to use your partner Pokemon's power? Would you like me to explain it again just to be sure? No, we're pretty good, we're pretty good. It's very reassuring to have a partner Pokemon along to help with captures. It really helps with my confidence. Leader, if there aren't any new missions, can we go on patrol again? Let's see. No, there's nothing that really demands immediate action. Okay, Solana, you do that. You can go patrol the Lyra Forest on your own. Roger. You know, I'm burning with ambition again. I'm going to work that much harder knowing that I have a new go-getter of a rival at our ranger base. Oh, confound it all! I became disoriented in that wretched Lyra forest yet again. Ah, but that's besides the point. Spencer, long time no see. I trust you've been well? Oh, now who might this be? That unfamiliar youngster's the rookie ranger you've been telling me about? It's good to see you again, Professor Hastings. As you've guessed, he's our new rookie hope, Kyle. Ah, hello, Kyle. I'm Hastings. Glad to meet you. There's no need to be formal with me. You may just call me Professor if you'd like. Incidentally, Professor, I wanted to speak with you about the new styler you left with us recently. I think you called it the Super Styler? Well, it sure lives up to its name. It really is quite outstanding. But it also worries me too, if one were to ever fall into the hands of criminals. You worry needlessly. The Super Styler's existence is known only to the ranger leaders of the 4 ranger bases. Oops, I was rather loud, wasn't I? But no matter, that Super Styler is merely a prototype. Incidentally, Spencer, this is strictly between us, but I had a flash of inspiration. I have an idea that'll power up the Super Styler. I couldn't wait to share this idea with you, so I took the long journey all the way from Fall City on foot. Oh, so the brilliant idea I have... Yes, Professor, just please hold on a second. Listen, Kyle, can you do me a favor? Go upstairs and check on my Furo. That'd be right now. Sure, I guess you want to be secretive here. I get it. I heard nothing. And his Furo is over here on the right in case you didn't investigate it earlier. Oh, you're asking about our Furo? It's resting up. It must be tired from carrying both you and the leader at the same time. There's nothing to be worried about. It's quite tough, so it'll be back to its regular self in no time. But as tough as it is, it's not so tough that it can carry 2 grown men at the same time. I think maybe I'll have to escort the good professor back home. Be careful about talking to NPCs a second time in a row, by the way, because the text scroll in this, even on its fastest speed, can take a while. I think that conversation I edited out was like 10 seconds long just then. Thankfully, that conversation was long enough to progress the plot. So, how'd my Furo look? I see. Okay, thanks. Oh, yes, Kyle, I have a new mission for you. Professor Hastings will be walking back to Fall City. Kyle, your job is to escort the good professor and see to it that he returns to Fall City safely. That, Kyle, is your first official mission. You'll need to go through the Lyra Forest and head for the Crockett Tunnel. Once you get through the tunnel, Fall City is just steps away. And thus, the game truly begins, more or less. Ah, it's good to have you along, Kyle. My well-being's in your hands. Indeed. But with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 3 we start our first real mission as well as clean up the last remaining tutorials by and large. See you guys then.